morning, children. The Igloo book belongs to the Magical Fairy Ball. This is our storytelling for today. Okay, let's start. All of Fairyland was in a flutter. The Fairy Queen's new palace was almost finished, and she throwing a magnificent palace. Warming ball to show off. Ito yung Fairyland. Ito siya. Everyone in the kingdom was invited. That morning, a beautiful handwritten invitation had magically appeared on each little fairy pillow. Ito siya yung lahat ng fairy. Tapos, the detective fairy was excited that she rushed straight over the show. Here's to her best friend, Harmony. Ito si Harmony. Ito siya. Harmony, who was the peace fairy, was busy as usual. Honesty waited patiently as he settled arguments two frogs were having over a lily pad. Ito naman si Honesty. Then she waved a royal invitation under her friend's nose and demanded to see her. I haven't got one, whispered Harmony. I haven't got invited. Okay. Hindi daw nakatanggap si Harmony si Honesty ng invitation. Tapos next page. But you must have received an invitation, said Honesty. I'm going to look under your pillow. It might have slipped out of sight. Honesty's nose began to twist, just as it always did when she felt some detective working coming on. Siya. Hinahanap ni Honesty ang invitation. She searched high and low, but she couldn't find the invitation anywhere. It must have gotten lost in the fairy mail, she decided at last. Harmony shrugged her shoulder and tried to smile. I accept. The queen forget to send me one. People often forget about me. I guess it's what comes of being small. Well, you must go to the ball, insisted Honesty. Come on, let's start making our ball gowns. I think I'll make mine of the finest white silk. What are you going to make yours from? I don't think I'll make one, said Harmony. I'm sure the silkworms will be busy enough spinning silk for you. And the other fairies, there's no point in making them spin silk for a gown that won't be worn. Gumagawa sila ng gown para sa party. Ito yung queen. Mother Queen, ito siya. Everyone is so busy getting ready for the ball that the day it was to be held soon arrived. At the palace, the fairy queen looked around to make sure that everything was ready. Perfect, 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 she sang. She checked off things on her list, but just she saw about to put a check beside statues. She stopped and did a double take. The statue was disappeared, and it was not only the statues had that vanished. Some of her best plants and ornamental lamps had also disappeared. Eto, nawala ang mga statues at mga plants. Clapping loudly to herself, the fairy queen twirled her golden wand through the air and began to plant. Statues, plants, lamps, and things reappear before the ball begins. In a puff of golden fairy dust, the statues Plants and lumps reappear in the front of the palace. Gumamit siya ng magic para mag-appear ang lahat ng nawala. Kaya ito siya. That's better, smiled the fairy queen. She just about to turn her attention to the bouquet when Rosebud, her trusty handmaiden, coughed loudly. Ahem, Your Majesty, called Rosebud. Rosebud, ito siya. They began again. Nawala ulit yung mga statues sa mga plants. Fiddlestick, shouted the queen, stamping her foot. She whirled her wand above her head and said the spell again. Tapos, umulit siya. Sinabi niya ulit yung statues, plants, lumps, and things reappeared before the ball again began. Okay. Everything quickly appeared in a puff of a golden fairy dust, only to disappear just as fast. However, how very strange. I wonder what's going on. I know. I'm called Honesty. She always gets to the bottom of these mysteries, said the queen, throwing back her head and giving a very ununique light shout. Honesty, I need you. Okay, ito. Tinawag niya si Honesty. Sino nga ba yung isa? Ito si Honesty. Ito siya. Si Honesty. Tinawag niya si Honesty. Then, here I am, sang a voice, and Honesty appeared to the fairy queens. The queen quickly explained her problem, and Honesty's nose began to twitch. She followed some muddy footprints across the grass and swept back a clump of ivy. Eto, nakita niya, oh. May mga step foot. Behind it was a bundle of giggling pixies. What we have here is pixie problem, explained Honesty as she pulled each one out of his ear. Ito yung pixie. Ito yung may kagagawan kung bakit nawala yung mga statue, yung mga plants. Stop messing around that once, sinabi ni Honesty. Demanded Honesty. But of course, the pixies being pixies just giggled louder and made more things disappear. They thought it was a brilliant joke. The fairy queen shook her head sadly. She knew that trying to stop pixie mischief was almost always impossible. Stop or I'll banish you from the kingdom, she shouted. But that just made the pixies giggle louder and make more and more things disappear. Marami pa silang ginawa o marami pang bagay na tinago. The fairy queen was very upset. How could she possibly throw a palace warming ball when it didn't look its very best? At this rate, there'll be nothing left. I think would better call Harmony. She want to do, said Honesty. Harmony, tinawag si Harmony. Okay, ito na si Harmony. Harmony appeared in a tiny puff of silver smoke. As soon as the problem was explained to her, Harmony knew exactly what to do. She was the peace fairy after all. If you invited the pixies to your ball, they might just stop playing their silly tricks. She suggested to the queen. Ayan. The fairy queen thought it was a wonderful idea and invited the pixies. Ito, in-invite ng queen yung mga pixies. Ito siya. Ito sila. Sa party. You can only come if you stop playing tricks, she told them, waving her fingers sternly. The naughty pixies were so pleased to be invited that they made all the decoration reappear in a flash. In fact, they were so delighted that they even added a few things of their own. The queen was particularly pleased with their fountain. Now the palace looked good, just perfect. The ball could go ahead as planned. The queen turned to Harmony and smiled. "Thank you for your help. I would like you to be my special guest at the ball. Give me an invitation and I'll put my royalties on it so everyone will know that you are to be treated like a fairy princess." Harmony blushed. "I didn't receive an invitation," she explained. "What?" gasped the fairy queen. "One should have landed on your pillow ages ago. Somebody must have taken it. Somebody who likes to play tricks." She looked around and spotted the pixies trying to sneak off into the wood. "Pixies," she yelled, "do you know anything about Harmony's missing invitation?" "Ating pixie." The tallest pixie looked uncomfortable, then reached inside his pocket and pulled out an invitation addressed to the Harmony. "Sorry," he muttered. She had handed it to the little fairy. Harmony was so excited and she flapped her wings and spun in the air. Thank you, she said to the queen, the pixie, and anyone else who would listen. She was still spinning in circle when she and Honesty arrived back at her little cottage in the woods. Then, all of a sudden, she remembered something and fell to the ground with bump. "What's wrong?" asked Honesty. She helped her friend to her feet. "Oh no," cried Harmony. "I cannot go to the ball. After all, I don't have a gown to wear." Oh, we'll soon take care of that," laughed Honesty. She pushed Harmony out the door and told her not to come back until it was time to get ready for the ball. Then she gave a high-pitched whistle, and Harmony's little cottage was filled with laughing pixies. Honesty decided that since they had taken Harmony's invitation in the first place, it was only right that they made sure she went to the ball, as everyone knows pixies are excellent dressmakers. Soon they were hard at work making a fabulous ball gown of Harmony. That night, everyone in Fairyland gathered at a new palace for the Fairy Queen's magnificent ball mountains. Like all the other fairies, Harmony danced until dawn and had a wonderful time. She even danced with the naughty pixies who were on their best behavior for once. Goodbye and see you soon.